So, colleagues, I rise in opposition to House Bill 5579, our school omnibus. Quite simply, this bill does not do enough to move us forward as a state to make Michigan a top 10 state in education. While I applaud an increase in the basic per pupil foundation allowance, $240 or 3.1% for those schools at the bottom, and $120 or 1.4% for those schools at the top, this bill does fall short. The bill before us includes the governor's recommendation for school funding. We heard from the governor during his State of the State address that he was going to be proposing the largest increase to the basic per pupil foundation allowance in the past 15 years. In fiscal year 2007, we had a 3.1 increase. So maybe that's not an increase necessarily, but it's a tie. And in fiscal year 2012, the school foundation allowance was cut by 6.4%. And every year since, there has been a slight increase. So to me, this is quite a smoke and mirrors game. We have had numerous studies that show we are significantly underfunding each and every student in our state by the tune of $2,000 per student. This budget also rejects the governor's recommendation to lower the cyber school foundation allowance by 25%, which would free up an additional $25 million in school aid money. We spend $102 million just on cyber schools. We know that 14 cyber schools in Michigan do not have the same costs associated with our traditional public schools and our public schools academies. In addition, that $25 million could have been sent directly into the classroom where there's actually brick and mortar schools. We also do not address ending the profit motive in education and providing transparency to parents on how their tax dollars are being spent. Michigan leads the country with for-profit charter schools and cyber schools, and our children should never be seen as dollar signs. So as long as education management companies continue to contract their educational services without oversight, we will never know how much profit they are actually making off of our children. This budget also removes the governor's recommendation to address the critical shortage of K-12 instructors in high-demanding fields by providing competitive grants to teachers to earn additional endorsements in high-demanding fields, and removes funding for the Department of Education to develop a teacher's certification program for the professional trades profession. This budget also slows down the paying of our unfunded liabilities into our teacher retirement system, because all of our schools do not pay into MIPSers. This budget also removes $2.5 million for early literacy programs. And this is very important because this program, the Michigan Education Corps, focuses on 3-year-olds, not third graders, but 3-year-olds, with the goal of having early intervention so by the time our students reach third grade, they can read. And we know if a student is proficient by the time they are in third grade, the chances for them to personally succeed in life, as well as reach their full potential, can become a reality. And finally, this budget includes $2.5 million for private schools. School aid dollars are meant to educate our public school students, and prohibiting of funding of private schools funding was added in our state constitution by the voters in 1970. So colleagues, for the future of our children, for the future of our schools, and for our great state of Michigan, I urge a no vote on House Bill 5579. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.